any case, hello, my name's Fox, and I'm Fox. I just saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And these are really good. These movies I honestly think are the showing that you can make a movie based almost solely on CGI characters and do it really well. And this is also the beginning of the new trilogy of the Planet of the Apes. Let's first watch the trailer and then we'll get into it.
Your father, he waits.
Much to learn, much to teach. There are dangers beyond our village.
What a wonderful day!
Help your father!
In 10 days. I'm a little late.
My family. I will find them. I will bring them home.
Enter the kingdom.
To survive, remember your strength, your compassion, your mercy.
Why do they hunt her?
She knows the human secrets.
I have a name. May. I know where they're taking your clan.
You chose a human over an ape.
Honestly, nearly gets him killed. Nearly gets him and his family killed.
This was a human place.
It is not yours.
It is now, isn't it? The elders did not tell us everything about this world.
Nor bend for your king.
Never.
Get together.
Alright, so this is a series this movie takes place generations, it says, after Caesar's death in the third movie. And you definitely see that with the surrounding architecture. Also, it took me until the place burned down to realize that they built their nesting areas in old power lines. But you can tell from obviously the scenes of them walking through the forest areas and stuff that it's in an old city, or it's the apocalypse. It's after everything went to shit and it's been years. It's no longer with Caesar where it just happened 10 years ago or whatnot. And the virus has taken over a majority of the planet. I believe it must, unless these guys are related to the original. Alright, unless they're to the original group, there are different tribes. There's the Eagle tribe, which we're following with Noah here. and we're following with Noah here. There's the kingdom, which is what you see. What is his name? Proxy Caesar, who it's kind of really. I'm trying to think of the way to say it. Like, it's cool because I'm starting this again. I was thinking like, oh, okay, like, what is it? It is Noah, a descendant of Caesar. Are these like the Caesar's people years later? Obviously, generations later. But then the way it actually comes out is that like, no, it's literally like these the proxy Caesar and this guy. It seems they're the tribe, or at least a branch of it, because their symbol is the circle with, the window. Oh, and then you also have things along the lines of them saying, he's the new Caesar, he's proxy Caesar. And, they say like they're Caesar's will and stuff like that. Though we then also find out stuff like Caesar obviously has become a legendary, like, Jesus-like figure for certain tribes of apes. The eagle tribe, which, ends because their whole thing is that they train eagles and stuff. They don't really know about Caesar. But this guy here, the orangutan, like, he's like almost like a priest for Caesar. Like, he has like a symbol. He has like the symbol around his neck. He says, "Oh yes, Caesar's great teachings." And give me a minute because I need to set that charge before that dies. He talks about like, oh yes, like I've studied ancient things, like oh this land, this area here must have been a place where apes like taught humans, and because humans and apes used to live side by side. It's an airport, and it's like, all right, because I that's the one thing, like something like Horizon Zero Dawn did. I really like is like there's a guy who's like, I'm an archaeologist. I know that these mugs were used in some kind of shaving ritual, and it's like they're just sports coffee mugs. It's like, yeah, all right, but. I love that shit too, and like even like because pretty much like the whole idea is that Proxy Caesar is trying to get this girl. He's capturing other tribes, other ape tribes, and also he's trying to capture all these other ape tribes and bring them into his kingdom. He wants to pretty much rule, this planet of the apes. And he has a great despisement for humans. But he does know that like, humans are, someone he can learn from. He can learn different, technology and all that. Like, they have, like, these... You see Noah here wielding at one point. That spear. Yeah, I see the cities. That spear that, like, it's a taser spear that he even learns how to, like, manipulate and eventually, like, even get to start working again. Which I guess, like, because it's the beginning of this, so, like, they're pretty much starting off of, like, tribal, like, caveman level kind of stuff. And eventually are going to, obviously, advance. Because Noah already shows that he already has a bit of a comprehension for, like, certain technologies and stuff. So you slowly see him, like, fiddling with this throughout most of the movie until he actually gets it working again and understands it. And I'm sure as it progresses, like, we're going to see him become way smarter. But the whole thing is that this proxy king is trying to capture other apes, bring them into his kingdom, and also try to capture this girl, May, who at first seems like she's feral, but then it's already weird because it's like she has like almost regular clothing where you see other humans at one point where it's just, let me see here. It's good visual storytelling too. Let me see. Yeah. they're all in scraps and like destroy clothes, and I'm just like, okay, because I was thinking like, I'm like, that's so weird. Like you would give someone who's supposed to have low intelligence, all this stuff, like these clothing. Because again, I didn't watch any of the trailers, so I didn't know if she talked or not, but I kind of guessed. But then like but then I'm like, okay, this is how I would kind of expect. Really, I just think naked, but humans the be. But also on that same note too, with humans. Like, they were just walking up straight on that. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like humanity, if they got a lot stupider, would go back to all fours, but I don't know. I feel like it does take a bit of brain power to, like, try to walk on two legs and not trip over yourself, but I don't know. I'm trying to get it. Proxy pretty much has found this big door, and like he like knows like, oh yes, there's something in a human technology that'll give me an advantage and let me rule the world, like weapons or whatnot. Eventually, Mayday or May or whatever her name is tells Noah like what's in there is what's the last bit of humanity, like weapons, all this stuff. But she says she needs to get something in there, something that's gonna help, like, humans become smart again. And pretty much like they have to work together to try to do this. Like Proxy is also an evil king because he gets the apes to do whatever, and then like he doesn't really care if they get hurt or not. And it's all ideas that he wants to just gain more power. He wants to gain the power inside. Eventually, we do see what's inside, and it's funny because it's pretty much the Fallout vaults. It's like a whole little inside city and all this stuff vaulted up. There's tanks, there's guns, there's weapons, all this stuff. And it's like, Proxy gets this, it's probably gonna be really bad. And mind you, that's also like towards like the end of the movie, like the last half hour or so. Before that, it's all really an adventure of Noah trying to track down his family that was stolen, and that's him like being followed by this girl, meeting this orangutan that helps him out at one point, who was also hurt by this group. And it was hurt by this group. And that's funny because the orangutan's like, wait, a human's following you? And then like his father's eagles also fly around. Because the whole thing is that they have eagles and like they bond with him and stuff, but his father died, so his father's eagle like started following him and eventually lands on Noah's arm. This guy goes like, wait, you have an eagle following you, you have a human following you, I think I should follow you. Because he already kind of sensed like Noah is something special, which I really like too, because the way I see this is, like, mind you, this is not saying it's canon or anything like that. It's just like my own kind of headcanon of it. This is Caesar reborn. This is Caesar reborn. This is the orangutan's like what is it, Maurice from it? He reborn. This and like the proxy Caesar is Kubo or Koda or whatever the hell his name was, reborn as well. Because one, obviously looks similar, and the characters kind of look similar, even though certain ones are different. Ones like the orangutan and whatnot are obviously different types of apes. But I don't know, it just still matches. It still feels that. The characters all feel really good. I think probably my only kind of issue is like the points where I kind of focused on the humans. Because I'm like, I feel like you can focus more just on the apes for certain parts. But whatever. But it's done, like this entire movie is done really well. And it does also paint like a very grayish world. Like, you see Noah slowly learning about Caesar, learning like about the idea of, humans and apes once lived together, some of that, but later on finding out that like, oh no, wait, apes were silent in this sense. How they say like we're silent, and like they were kept in cages for humans and stuff like that. And we find, and like it's not like, oh, humans are good, these other apes are evil. There's already like there's a point where like Noah straight says like what are what does he say? He says like he says something along the lines of like, oh, would you like to the human girl like, oh, would you rather us be like, silent again and just be pretty much servant to humans? And she just goes like, this world belonged to us first. I'm like, shut up. And I'm just like, shut up. It doesn't belong. It never belonged to you, for one. And that kind of thinking is the reason why we're all getting burned alive right now. Shut up. And like it's pretty much setting up that bits of humanity have survived in like these vaults, but also on that same note, obviously there's other ape tribes out there now, and nature has reclaimed most of the world. And pretty much whoever could really wield technology is probably going to be the ones who survive, who wield this old world technology, which it's also really cool when they're going through like the vault, and like you're just looking around, and I'm thinking like in my head, like literally if you switch old humans, and that's the reason why I also love like Horizon Zero Dawn, because when you go through the old world ruins and stuff like that, they're like, wow, look at all this ancient, powerful technology. And it's like, what we have now, Horizon Zero Dawn has better tech. But, like, in that same sense, like, their little, like, ear thing is like, pretty much their smartphones, in that sense. And, like, it's, because, again, like, when they're going to the theater, like, make this futuristic sci-fi angled and shit, and people are like, whoa, look at this ancient technology shit, and it's like, we are that ancient people. That's why again, like I was thinking about Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn is pretty much future Assassin's Creed. If you really think about it. Like, there's the precursor race that was beforehand. What the characters now are like finding these ancient relics that are super powerful for them in their time period, because the technology that these past people had were way more advanced. That's pretty much what that is. That's pretty much what this is. Though, mind you, Horizon Zero Dawn did something. They have like more futuristic shit, again, like the focus, but it's in that same vein, that same idea of we are that ancient previous race that wiped itself out, and the apes are the new world, or and also the new generation of humans and all that stuff. And the humans also, like, it's not even like them being in this vault, they're also learning about like what the Earth was beforehand. They're learning how to talk. They're learning like technology and all this other stuff. It's not just like, oh, like stories passed down in my tribe of the world before. It's like, no, they have history books. They have all of this stuff. And some of the humans, even when they come outside, they're wearing like hazmat suits, because I'm assuming maybe not all of them are immune or just weren't infected yet. It's very interesting. Like, that's what I really kind of like it. And again, it's very gray on stuff like that. Like, the humans aren't necessarily good guys. And even like towards the end, it does seem to be setting up that like even maybe Noah might become like, it seems like the world's going to become more racist to humans. But also on that same note, humans are kind of asking for it at this point in this movie. That's the thing. Like, don't go into like, I guess spoilers, sorry. But like, yeah, like, it's not like, oh yeah, humans are the good guys. It's like, no, they're not. They're not really. They're just another form of bad guy, and we're just setting them up to be more of the bad guy, which is something that I actually really like about the Planet of the Apes movies, is that the humanity isn't necessarily said to be the good guys in this. The apes try to coexist, but then humanity's like, no, we have to win. We have to control the earth, that we messed up. We have to, and like that's what eventually screws everyone up and like makes someone who is trying to be peaceful like Noah lose faith in humanity, even though he's trying to follow Caesar's teachings at this point by the end of the film and stuff. It's really good. I love these movies a lot. It sucks that we probably won't see the next movie for like another 3 to 4 years. But also on that same note, it's going to look really amazing. And like I kind of want to go see this one again because it is actually really freaking good. And like that's the thing too. I want to I should read the Dune movie, even though it's already out of theaters and like on home video and stuff, or DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. I didn't really like this second Dune movie, and like that, and mostly is because like that movie was just like dark and it wasn't the greatest. It was like it was like. I'm like, why is this happening? Like, why did he just turn evil? Like, Star Wars, yeah, I know he flips on Anakin flips on a dime, it's stupid. But in this case, I'm just like, why does getting the power allow him to do that? And why does he choose to be evil? I'm like, alright, whatever. Like, this plays where, like, one, it has comedy in it that's pretty decent. Like, this where, like, she talks and they're like, oh shit, she can talk. But the way... Like it has the comedy moments, like, and Dune 2 also had its own comedy moments, but this movie has, like, again, really darker, more bleaker tones towards the end and stuff, but I feel like, maybe it's just because it's the beginning of a trilogy, it's just like, okay, well, we could still go somewhere from this, even though I do feel like, unlike the Caesar trilogy, the Noah trilogy will go darker. And I eventually think like he will eventually become like the Caesar of this new kingdom of apes, as always he's already the leader of the eagle people. Also, like watching this too, I was saying like, all right, you have some big shoes to fill if you're gonna be like the new Caesar. And, like, a lot of times, movies will fall flat on their face trying to do something like that. It didn't. Noah is honestly a really interesting character. It's cool slowly seeing him learn technology as well. And it looks like he'll eventually, like, be using this staff more, if not learning how to do that stuff. And, like, he even straight says at the end, like, we will rebuild our people, and we're going to rebuild it better with the knowledge I learned in that vault. So... yeah, and then you have these human vaults everywhere around the world now. And possibly stuff's happening with space now, which might be calling down, I don't know, the people from the original Planet of the Apes. I don't know. This is still freaking awesome. I'm loving this a lot. I want to see more of it. And also, like, don't be surprised if in a certain anime show that I work on, I've been doing, like, you know, there might be something with, like, a whole bunch of apes and stuff. I mean, hell, I love King Kong. But yeah, so yeah, I'm digging the Planet of the Apes. The Planet of the Apes movies were always really good. This is just like really awesome too. Essentially, like this takes I think a way darker turn than like all the other ones do, and I say that in the sense of just tone itself. Where again, like by the end, it's like it's not really a happy ending. It's more of like, oh shit, what are they gonna mess up now? And it's kind of interesting on that. Tell me what you think below. Tell me what you guys thought about this movie. I thought it was really fun, and it had its good moments, but also, like, by God. But thanks for watching the videos. Hopefully you enjoy this, and we will see you later. Also, I brought this little guy with me, and also, like, when the guy goes, "What a wonderful day!" I'm just like, man, this is Mad Max Apes.